Hey friends, today I'm creating a spring entryway inspired by pieces that hold special memories. Come along and see. I found this beautiful sewing machine from a yard sale from a neighbor across the street. And when I saw it, I just knew I had to have it. It wasn't much. It was in really bad conditions. It had been left outside in the rain, in the weather, and the wood was all not usable. The table was peeling, all the layer of veneer was coming apart. But I knew I had to have it. It brought back so many memories from childhood. So I took it apart, cleaned it up, spray painted it black, and took on the task of going on Facebook Marketplace to find a marble top for it. Because my house is quite tiny, so I didn't have space to go indoors, but I knew I wanted this to be part of our home. So I was lucky enough to, not too long after, find this beautiful tabletop marble. And it has been sitting there for quite many years. I'm not sure how long I've had this, but I've had it for a lot of years. Now, you see, my grandmother and I would sit beside my grandmother while she was sewing and cutting fabric. She was a seamstress for the whole community. People from far came for her to do all kinds of things, especially during special holidays around Christmas, about Easter. And I had many dresses. Unfortunately, I have none now. Wish I would have kept, my mom would have kept one, but I don't have any, and that's okay. But I have pictures of the many that she made for me. Even when I was an infant, she had sewn for me. Anyhow, this is a special sewing machine for that and many reasons. And I just got to take you back. I'm cleaning this spot, and what I really want to do is take my shoes off, bring out the hose, and clean it with a hose and some soapy water, and give it a good cleaning, as it was customed for me to do when I lived back in Dominican Republic. I came here when I was 12, so this was something that when we wanted to do some deep cleaning, we would really get to it, as we lived in the countryside with unpaved roads, and it would get really dusty. And it would require for us to do some deep cleaning quite often, to be honest. But I totally enjoyed it. And whenever I'm able to do this, it brings me back of just having barefoot, water on my feet, and just the pure joy of just being able to clean in a very, natural setting. There were many lessons I learned from my grandmother, Mama Matilde. Work ethic. She would stay up so really late and wake up early in the mornings to do it all over again, to be able to provide for her family. She would have to use the seam reaper to undo things and start all over again. Or she would have to fix something a customer was not pleased with, and she would just have to go ahead and do it and work at it. And for the work she did, it was such an excellent work. She didn't get paid much, but she continued on. She loved doing what she did, absolutely loved it. I was often impressed of how she would be able to sew, and behind her would be a row of rocking chairs, and right near her would be a TV stand, and people would come and watch. And my grandfather, it was the hub of the neighborhood. People loved to be in my grandparents' home, and she would be able to concentrate somehow and sew and get things done, and cook and just serve people. It's just amazing what a resilient, hardworking woman she was. I would just, she taught me so much quietly. She did her stuff. I'm so sorry. She didn't say anything specific about her life, her actions spoke loudly. She was a Christian woman, a devout one that met Jesus later on in her life. Sorry about this, just to be so emotional. I'm having a hard time to contain my tears. So this is why this sewing machine is so special to me, because he represents my grandmother, my lovely grandmother. She taught me so many things. Besides, she taught me how to crochet. She taught me how to sew. I learned a lot of skills just by observing her, because I would sit by her or stand by her while she cut fabric for hours. I also learned from her how to do embroidery, and all the things she taught me I still remember. And I remember the way she did things. And when I'm sewing and taking a piece of fabric, I'm always thinking of my grandmother. This is what she used to do. And the matter, as you see in the picture, the sewing machine she's using is not pedal driven. However, when I was little, in Dominican Republic, the electricity would often go. So her backup was the the pedal-driven sewing machine, because she had deadlines she had to meet, and by candle, by gas lamp, she will have to continue sewing and fulfill those responsibilities to fulfill people's requests for dresses, whatever that might be. Eyesight was not as it used to be. She would ask me to thread her needle, and I would gladly do it. It was just beautiful memories, and I am so sorry I've gotten so emotional. I didn't think I was gonna lose it like this, but when she passed away, I was not able to go to Dominican Republic and get any of the things that she used for sewing. I was in college and not able to go. She died in 84 years old. She lived a long life, and the lessons she left behind are forever in my heart. The example she gave me as a Christian woman is what led me to Christ later on in my life, a young life. I came to Christ when I was 12, walked away, and then came back to him. He brought me anxiously when I was 16. And I would go to church every Sunday. I would walk with her to church. I would go with her at nighttime and just observe her. And this lady would recite Psalm 91, Psalm 23 to her grandchildren. And later on, when she would come to visit us in the United States, she would recite, we would ask her, please, Abuela, Ma, which is what we called her, Mama, would you please recite such and such psalm? And she would, or an old nursery rhyme that she would know and learned as a kid and would pass it along to us. Beautiful, it's beautiful. Maybe into the person I'm recording this around May 13, which is kind of late for decorating outdoors. I usually decorate much earlier. I was trying not to feel rushed or just having to do things, because I wanted to enjoy the process. Because I feel like doing these kind of things is not a duty, but I get to put my hands to something, to beautify the place we live, to welcome people as they come and visit, stop by. I just want them to feel welcome and feel loved. Welcome. I don't know. I want them to know that they are welcome in our home, and that I don't like people feeling rushed when they come to our home, as if they need to just leave right away, even if they're just coming to get something. And I guess this is something I also learned from living in the Dominican Republic. Hospitality was a huge deal, and it was not something I ever heard. The word hospitality didn't come into my vocabulary or know about it until later in my adult life. Yet I experienced it as a child in living in the Dominican Republic. People were welcome, people were served, conversation was had over coffee. No tea. I'm not a coffee drinker. Surprisingly, haven't been in a place that mainly that's what they drink when they have visitors. I'm a tea drinker. As a kid, I did drink coffee, but with a whole bunch of sugar, which was probably not a good thing. But I guess back then I could handle the sugar and the coffee, which went along with bread and butter, dipped right into it, which was delicious. I bet if I do this now, it wouldn't taste the same, because it's just what childhood memories I made of. Sometimes replicating them is hard because, the whole setting has changed. So yeah, so I love being able to put my hands to making a place feel welcome, to beautifying a space, even if it's a humble home. And that ties back to living in Dominican Republic as well. As a kid, I experienced going to people's home who had dirt floors, yet they kept the home impeccable, clean. Their pots and pans, you can look at yourself in it, were shining all the time. It's just, and with the little people had an offer to give you something they had, whether it was banana from a banana tree in the backyard, fruits from the backyards. It was always a welcoming experience that I encountered as a kid. So as a kid, I did have a lot of freedom to go out and about where I lived in Boca Canasta. By me, Boca Canasta in Dominican Republic. And yeah, it was just a welcoming environment. I want to create the same in anywhere I live, even though my house is small. I don't let that hold me back in doing things to welcome people in my home. And I had quite a bit of crowd in my home. I just try to make the best what's the saying? How's the saying go? Just do what, just can't think of the saying in English. There's a saying that says, make do with what you have. And that's what we do here at home. We make do with what we have. Little, much, we want to be able to share with others and make anyone who comes to our home feel welcome, feel served, feel loved. There's a lot of people in need. There's a lot of people who are lonely, and we never know who might we helping just by showing kindness and hospitality. Yeah. Many of the items I own are thrifted. I love decor that when I see something that just speaks to me, I grab it. This is a grapevine wreath, which I have wrapped around a garland that I found at the thrift store. Don't remember which one. And the little table, I think I found it on the side of the street, to be honest. And that lantern was made by my husband. It has chicken wire inside, which I spray painted the whole thing black. It's due for another. Everything outdoors needs, some of the things outdoor, I should say, not everything, needs another coat of paint just to protect it from the weather, so it can last a little longer. And yeah, it's a simple nook, but I like it. It will probably change throughout the summer, the spring, summer, as plants start to grow. I would be putting some flowers on that little window. Well, it's a window box, but I have it just on the side there. And I will be decorating furthermore. I have a lot to do in the front. I have a whole bunch of plants growing inside to beautify the spaces, and all these raised beds that I have will be boasting with zinnias and herbs and all kinds of flowers. I can't wait. It's gonna look so beautiful, and that will make the home and the entryway much more welcoming than it is now. But as New England weather is unpredictable, I have just to nurture everything indoors until everything is able to go outside in case there's a surprise frost, which I would not like to lose any of my plants, my seedlings, my plants which I have nurtured. I would not like to lose any of my flowers which I have nurtured since seedlings, which will be horrific. Thank you so much for listening. I didn't realize this was going to be so emotional. This is more than an entryway, spring decorating entryway. This is legacy from my grandmother for the impact she had on me. So I really appreciate you staying and listening to me just pouring out my heart about, in a little way, honoring my grandma and how much she means to me, and the impact she has and had in my life. And I'm sure I'm not the only grandchild that Mama Matilde has impacted, but I'm the woman, part of the woman that I am today because of the character building lessons I learned from my grandparents. Not just my grandma, but my grandfather. As quiet as he was a great example as well. But my grandparents, all of them, taught me so much, and they left a mark in my life. And many of the things I do now as an adult that I observed in and some of it did as a child, were in part lessons and experiences I lived when I was a kid in the presence of my grandparents. And just want to honor them all for the impact and the legacy that they left behind for us to carry on, for letting me be vulnerable. If anything, if nobody watches, I'm okay with it. I just want to I just want to be able to tell the story, a little bit of it, about the impact my grandmother had in my life. So thanks again. I love doing outdoor candles outside. I usually put rechargeable batteries and just leave it on 24/7. And when the battery goes out, I just replace them. And it just gives a beautiful ambience to the entryway. It's another way of making people feel welcome as they come into our home. As a little, for the final touch, I'm putting here a little house jar or house vase, not sure what to call it. It's a little jar that you can open the top, and we have little candies, and when the mailman comes, you can grab anything that he may be interested in. Sometimes I throw little votive candles, or tea candles, I should say, tea candles inside, and let that glow as well. That originally was a candle that I had bought at Marshall's, and what attracted to me is that it was a frosted glass with the possibility of reusing it for other purposes once the candle was done. And I usually take it out in the spring for Christmas and put candy and treats for the mailman when he comes by. I was trying to get rid of things. I thought, I can't get rid of this. I gotta do something with it. So I decided to wrap it around a grapevine wreath, and I completely love the look. It's simple, it's meaningful, and it represents in the vows we made. It represents in the years we spent together. It represents the commitment we made that day, and it represents a journey that we're still on until death do us apart. I am blessed to have such a good husband who has given me 3 beautiful children, and I am honored to call him my husband. And here's the overall look of it. Very simple, and simple is good. Just everything there has meaning and a purpose, and the reason why it was chosen to be there. And the rug is just the feeling that I want everybody to have when they come to our home. A feeling of welcome and hospitality and conversations to be had, and just a slower pace of life in general.
Hi friends, I'm Seylef. Thank you for stopping by our Little Sage farmhouse. I share new videos every week on a handmade home and garden. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and liking. Do you use any sentimental pieces to decorate your home? I would love to hear about it in the comments. Consider watching the next video. This might interest you. And thanks again for stopping by. Bye.